let's start this. So, I pride myself in being one of the more positive RWBY critics on YouTube. I'm generally much more accepting of things in the show compared to other people I've seen. I liked Volume 6, I liked the ending to Volume 6, I liked Cordo, I thought she was fun. I liked Volume 7, I loved that volume, I thought it was all great. I've been loving Volume 8, I thought it was amazing. I was getting ready to make that my favorite volume of the series, dethrone Volume 3 and make Volume 8 my favorite. So it really hurts me to say that this episode has been one of the worst episodes in this entire series. This is like as bad as Volume 5, even worse in some regards. Just the writing, the directing, the choreography, the animation, the comedy, which is really cringy that's in this episode, the story progression, the voice performances, everything in this episode, the pacing, everything in this episode was awful. It's awful, and it's so disappointing to me. I wanted to really, really love this finale, but no, when you hand me this, when you hand me garbage on a platter and tell me to enjoy it, sorry, I have higher standards. I can't enjoy this when they so handily ruin what they had. Everything was going so good, and lo and behold, right at the finale, once again, they drop everything. So, I'm worried this is gonna be like a 2-hour long video because I have a lot to say. Wait, he didn't have security around the bomb? That's his only thing he's using as like leeway against Penny here. You didn't have anyone standing security? Just your robots, which you know are terrible? What a good start.
Just retracing the steps that led us here.
Yeah, Vine. It almost feels like we're just rehashing the same exact plot from last volume. Out of nowhere, because I guess they had no ideas for this volume. Just as a general, this whole scene with Ironwood and the Aesops looks bad. Like, it looks lazy. Em's just standing there with her, like, hands stuck open on her sides, like they're barely moving. The voice performances isn't very good either. Like, it's just
not going to happen. I've been waiting to take my shot at those two.
This was really concerning to start the episode with this, and it doesn't get better.
Someone needs to stay here with the general.
I'll stay.
I'll stay, because Ironwood trusts me now. Even though 2 episodes ago, everything about the cinematography was implying that he doesn't trust me now, but for some reason he now trusts me to be the only one here with him when he gets Penny. For some reason. Even though I also think only one of you would need to go, or at least only 2 of you would need to go stop Robin and Crow. But just me. Let's just half-ass our answers, I guess.
Now.
And don't hurry, just walk off screen, I guess. Like, I'm wondering, were they thinking we were gonna be, like, concerned Winter switched sides? Because it's really obvious she didn't. So now it just looks like James is a gigantic idiot for trusting the girl who was openly went against something he said. And I know a lot of people keep leaving comments on my reviews being like, oh, it's his semblance, because I know what his semblance is, thank you. It's on my top 10 best and worst semblance videos. I know what his semblance is. He makes him like hyper-focused. It gives him the determination to just keep doing the one thing he sets his mind on. That's a bullshit answer. That is stupid. That has not been addressed in the show whatsoever. This is something they said at a panel somewhere, which I'm guessing they only said to excuse his stupidity in scenes like this. As far as I'm concerned, that's not canon, because it's not addressed in the show, so I should not consider it canon if it never gets addressed in the show. And it's also, if it is canon, and they're thinking that's the excuse we can give to make Ironwood act like a stupid idiot, even though he's never behaved this way before, it's really lazy, and a really, really terrible writing crutch they're using for these scenes. Wait, you didn't have any other soldiers with you here? It's just you and Winter? You have an army. You have a fleet. At the very least, you have your fleet of, like, dumbass robo-soldiers. Why is it only you and Winter here? Because the writers didn't know what else to do with this episode, I guess. What is that? What the hell is that? What is that dumbass gun? What is that? You have a gun. You have a really cool gun. It's like a really cool, powerful gun that you've only used like once or twice, and now we have this like bullshit big gun. Yeah, make it really heavy and hard for him to like lift, and it looks really awkward because it's like really heavy looking. Instead of his just normal pistol, because I don't know, because he has to lose this fight, and we have to bullshit an excuse for him to not have his pistol on him for some reason.
I have.
Feels weird.
I hate myself. Oh, I hate myself.
Oh, I guess we're just gonna rush through these fights. That's okay. I didn't want to see them anyway. It only sounds really fun to watch Ironwood fight like 4v1, or Crow and Robin fight the Aesops actually with Marrow. But no, we can just skip it. It's fine. It's fine. Who needs to animate? Fuck you. This is where suddenly Marrow remembers he can use stay on multiple opponents. Like I said, I'm usually fine with it. I liked the Aesops fight last time, and everyone was like, why didn't Marrow use stay to stop the fight immediately? Because then you would have something like this. Something boring, something lazy, something terrible, and I wanted to watch at least one of these fights happen, but no, we just gotta rush through them really fucking fast. It doesn't even look cool. None of them look cool. None of the moves they do is cool, except for the one thing Winter does, which is stupid. Also, what is that? What is this new, like, ability, I guess, she has? I guess we're just gonna pretend that made it worth it, because it's not. Also, she should have cut his arm off. It looked like her sword was coming in to cut his arm off. But, no, we're just gonna, no, he just faints. And so, it was that easy. Our big bad, the big bad scary dude, General, who could, like, definitely overpower you because his body is mostly metal. It's over. There we go. A shitty little fight that lasts about 3 minutes. That's what you get. Oh, so now we're gonna go back in time and explain what the fuck is happening? Jesus fucking Christ. Why? Because it would be fun if we start the episode with a half-assed little fight scene. No, fuck off. This is awful. Why go back in time now to retroactively try to explain this bullshit? Why can't we just have the events play out? They never do plans good in this series. Oh, it's always they tell you what their plan is in the moment, or they do this where they try going back in time to explain what their plan was after you've already seen what their plan was. It's so dumb. And now we all suddenly have the same idea. Let's use the staff of creativity. Because the script told us to. After talking about it all volume, now we suddenly have considered this. You know, the episode we actually enact the plan. At the same exact time we think about using the staff, we go and use the staff. Because that's how setup works. Look, it's a text from Winter. She's gonna give us all the answers, so we don't need to try. Isn't that fucking convenient, guys?
What are you doing?
Why is this scene played out to be comedy? Why are we shoving fucking comedy into the middle of our, like, intense finale episodes? It's not even good. Stop. Rooster Teeth, fucking stop it. You're not funny. You've hardly ever actually been funny. You cannot give me a fucking episode where a girl becomes a real human girl, where our heroes have to escape the law, and all this bullshit. You can't keep fucking pretending you can shove stupid bitch fuck comedy into the middle of these episodes. Stop it. Learn tone. Take a single fucking 5-minute time to watch a video about tone. About tonal changes and how to not do it, because you clearly have no fucking idea how to actually write comedy and you shove it into the worst fucking spots. Am I being harsh? Yeah. You wanna know why? Because they're not fucking learning. It's been the same bullshit for 8 years now. They don't learn. They don't listen to criticism. It doesn't matter how nice I am, they're not gonna fucking listen. So I might as well just be honest and tell you how fucking disappointed I am in this bullshit.
Then why did you hit me?
Because you were about to get killed if I didn't do something.
You see, it's funny because she just explained what we already saw. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ah, look, it's these two people who we think want to kill us. And look, it's the two people we think want to kill us. Let's just not move so Winter can say her really terribly delivered line.
Speaking of help.
We can't just wave it like a magic wand and make our problems go away.
Really? Because that's exactly how it looks like it works.
The spirit and the staff. Like Jin.
All this scene does is highlight how fucking terrible they've done a job at establishing anything in this fucking world. One of our main MacGuffins. One of the main fucking MacGuffins of our entire plot, and that has been the center point of a lot of discussion for the last 2 years in universe. Suddenly, let's explain what it means now. Yeah! Surprise, there's a genie in the staff. Surprise, his name is Ambrosius. Surprise, this is how it works. He can only create things that you need blueprints for. Surprise, he can't create people after death. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Fuck you, fuck off, fuck you. Why did we never explain any of this? Now, 5 minutes before we meet this entity is when we're gonna stop and explain something? Because the writers don't bother. They really don't give a shit. They don't fucking bother. They don't bother explaining how any of these mechanics work. If any of our heroes had any fucking common sense, they would have stopped and asked Ospin right away how any of the relics actually work. But they didn't, so now the writers get to just play loosey-goosey with whatever the fuck they want. What about this scene? Back in Volume 6, we could have explained how all the relics worked then. What about this scene from last volume? Rather than having Ironwood just meander around fucking poetics the entire episode, why not give him, like, a reason to explain? Give him the explanation of how the staff works in that scene, so we could come in knowing there's, like, parameters to the staff, rather than just bullshitting the fucking answers right here 5 minutes before you use them. I see videos on YouTube, like theory videos, like, how will the staff work? How will the sword work? What about the tiara? It doesn't matter. Apparently it doesn't fucking matter. The writers will bullshit whatever rules the relics have the moment they need to actually use them. They won't bother explaining any of them beforehand. It's just gonna be 2 minutes before they actually get used. Then we'll get an explanation on how it works. That's what they did with the lamp, that's how they're doing it with the staff, and they don't fucking care. Or they don't know what they're doing. It's one of those. I think the reason you need, like, blueprints or whatever, you need to explain how it works for Ambrosius to make it happen, is because the writers didn't want everyone to make the same exact dumb theory video over and over and over again, like, you can use the staff to bring Pyrrha back to life. Well, fuck off. Just let her fucking die. Just accept the fact that the character's dead. You can't bring back your favorite little fucking waifu. Shut up about it. We can't bring back the dead. Deal with it. My god.
Oh, I've got a plan for that.
Why does Weiss have the plan for that? Why are you trying to pretend Weiss suddenly has anything to do this volume? You can't have her be literally a background character for 90% of it. And then in this scene, she's like, I'm here and I'm making the plan. What the fuck is Jean for? Why is he our tactician? Or Ruby. Heaven forbid Ruby ever actually think of something smart. Also awfully convenient that the moment one of the bad guys that joins your team has the super special perfect element of resemblance to help you bullshit James over on this. Isn't it fucking convenient? Convenient or contrived? I can't quite tell anymore. Wow, that animation looks like shit. I thought we fixed this bullshit after volume 2, but I guess I was wrong. Are you fucking kidding me? Ironwood doesn't have any security in there? I can believe the fact that he didn't know about the hole in the floor since it looks like an empty abyss, but you don't think anyone would have noticed? He wouldn't have done anything? He would have at least put a couple of, like, soldiers in there to defend the vault. You know, the one thing. Why wasn't he waiting in the vault to begin with? He was there. Why'd he go back out? This entire fucking plan of theirs only worked because James forgot he has a school and an army at his disposal, and he figured him and 3 Aesops and the bitch he fucking trusts out of nowhere was good enough defenses to stop the kids who he knows has at least 8 people in their team. Any one of these plot points could have been an interesting, like, debacle for the heroes to face. You know, stories are interesting because they have conflicts. You know, the thing that you forget to ever do until the last 3 episodes of your fucking volume? A conflict. Any one of these could have been an interesting conflict, but instead you just ignored them, gave us a easy half-assed answer because you don't know what to do with this fucking volume. You introduced Salem as a really interesting, wow, what's gonna happen next? And then you had no real ideas, and then you had a bullshit excuses to get us to this point.
All of that is the easy part.
All of that's the easy part? I don't know, from this point on, it seems pretty fucking easy for them. Like, the plot just kind of hands them everything they want on a silver platter. Seems pretty fucking easy to me. So let me get this straight. The flow of action for this amazing episode was they enacting a part of their plan, and then going back in time to explain them, thinking that they need to come up with a plan, and then skipping over them actually coming up with any aspects of their plan. Was this scene really important? Yes, it was, because they needed an excuse to set up Ambrosius out of nowhere, because they can't set up anything other than 5 minutes before it actually needs to happen. The only saving grace I can give this episode is I like Ambrosius. He's a lot of fun. I like his voice actor. He's doing a really good job.
There's something eating away at her. I'm guessing you think you have some clever plan to save her.
He's a fun character. His establishment and setup is really stupid. I also kind of get the feeling they only came up with this character because a lot of people sat there and went, hey, Jin, really overly sexy, and it's a little eyebrow raising. And they're like, well, we'll just make an overly sexy guy Jin, too. It's like, well, you're missing the point. So Team RWBY, the full team, red, white, black, yellow, Team RWBY, finally get to do something all together, and it's standing around letting the genie fix all their problems for them. Like, why did we need all 4 girls here? Because they're the title team and they haven't done anything all fucking volume? The name of the game was speed here. RWBY had to get in, grab the staff as soon as possible before Penny terminated. They did not portray the speed very well. So, look at everything I've talked about before. Look at where I am in the video right fucking now. I am only just reaching the halfway point of this episode. Why did we rush through everything to get here? All this stuff, all this bullshit. The pacing of this episode is awful. It's incredibly fast, yet painfully slow at the same time. We skip past everything interesting, we skip all the exposition to get straight to the characters standing around, we skip all the conflicts to get straight to the part where the characters just have the answers and whip them out of their fucking pocket. Like,
You were quite thorough. Disappointingly so.
who thought of this? Who thought this was fucking good? What is the point of this volume? You know? What is the point of this episode? What was the point of the story progression that we've had so far? The entire volume has been centered around the concept of Salem is here and is invading, and Ironwood is not gonna be helpful. And instead, magically, 4 episodes before the finale, it became Salem's gone, and now Ironwood's our bad guy. And now it's becoming this thing where we need to get everyone out of Mantle. Even though you've just arrested Ironwood, if he's not there, then the bomb won't go off. It's so dumb. It's so bad. It's so bad. Why did they do this? The worst part is any one of these could have been a full episode. Any one of these conflicts could have been a full episode. I would have loved to see the kids trying to think of a plan to really figure out how they can stop Ironwood, and then seeing them fighting off Ironwood, kind of like Gravity, last volume. I would have loved to see them trying to figure out a way to save Penny and Atlas and Mantle at the same time. I would have loved to see them figure out what they're supposed to do with everyone, how it's all supposed to work, but instead of having the interesting part of them coming up with these ideas or discovering something that can help them move forward with their plans, they just, pull out their phone and the fucking script is on there and they show it to the genie and he does it all for them. Isn't that interesting? What an entertaining fucking concept, isn't it? What's the point of having protagonists if they don't fight for anything? If they don't move forward, if they don't try, if they don't have to try to get to the end? They're just gonna waltz in, grab their shit, and the world will bend around them to give them the fucking conflict resolution that they want. That's what it'd work. That you don't gotta do anything, you don't have to fight for anything. The only people who do are the secondary characters who are infinitely more entertaining than these bitches. The only other element about this episode that I can give a little bit of praise to is I like Yang's line here.
The mechanical parts are just extra.
That makes sense. That makes the whole thing with Penny becoming a real girl make a lot more sense, that the robotic parts are just extra. I like that. That is a very simple, cute, precise way of wording it, and it makes sense. I like that. That is the only other good thing in this episode. Ambrosius' personality and Yang's one line here. I hate the fact that they're explaining Ambrosius' rules in this scene that were being introduced to this character.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's against the rules for me to bring people back from the dead.
You can't destroy. It's against the rules.
Because it shows how lazy it is. If we would have known these concepts before, we could have been theorizing. The characters could have been theorizing. They could have been brainstorming. Well, what if we do this? No, that can't work. He can't bring back people from the dead. Well, what if we tried this? No, that won't work because he can't destroy. That's against the rules. But instead of having it be fun or entertaining or have the characters have to struggle to find a solution to their problems, they just have the answers. They learned about Ambrosius and the way the staff worked. 10 minutes ago, and now they have all the fucking answers because the writers wanted to skip any conflict to get straight to the resolution because this plot point bored them. Because they wrote themselves in a corner and they didn't know what to do, and then they used a Deus Ex Machina fucking genie to fix everything for them. For Ruby sitting there going, you're just gonna have to be creative, and he's like, oh, let me use my artistry, I'm really disappointed in what Penny looks like because it's just Penny without socks. Wow, so artistic, so creative. Like, you couldn't do anything. You had to half-ass this too. I wouldn't even want much. Maybe get rid of her giant ahoge, which always felt like an antenna for me. Maybe get rid of the bow, because that kind of looks like a docking port for her to power up or something. At the very least, make her hair straight. Because now that she's a real human girl, she has to curl her own hair. Something like that. Something simple would have been infinitely more fun than just copy and pasting Penny over, but without the socks. Wow, so creative.
Everyone can see you.
If everyone can see you, then I sure fucking hope that Cinder heard Emerald say that. Because hot fucking damn. Both her and the writers seem to have forgotten that Cinder exists.
Oh, don't thank me. It was Weiss's decision.
Get it? Weiss likes her mom now, so that means she has to be nice to her dad too. I fucking hate this episode. We can't even have Weiss explaining that to Winter. We just have to figure it out on our own, because why bother giving any of the characters something to actually do? I feel like I should be, like, on the edge of my seat seeing this happening. Wow, there's Robot Penny and she's dying, and there's real human Penny. Wow, so neat. Fuck you. With how disappointing this episode is, getting to slogging through this fucking bullshit to get to this point in the episode, I just want it to be over. I was just sitting there thinking, end it. End. Make this episode end, because this is awful. I feel nothing here. And on this note, just like Penny's design, I wish her becoming human was much more fun and creative than the lazy bullshit that they've done here. I like the idea that the first thing Penny does is hug Ruby. That's cute, sure. But then we go back to comedy.
And start the evacuation.
Get it? She loves hugs so much. She just zips over and hugs everyone. Yay. Why? What's the point of having an animation team if they can't do anything? Where did our budget go? Why can't we have Penny doing something? Why can't we have her, like, she hugs Yang and then she touches Yang's hair because she's never felt hair before, and then she just plays with Yang's hair for a bit. She goes over and she hugs Weiss and she touches, like, Weiss's, like, hair as well or something, her earrings. She walks over to Blake, and she hugs Blake, and she, like, kind of squeezes harder because she's understanding what life is now, and she has strength, and she's seeing what her own strength is. And then rather than having her just standing there boringly next to them while Ambrosius starts talking again, have her running around. Have her touch the grass, smell the grass, taste a flower. Do something. Do something fun and cute and creative. This is a new life. Just watch a video of someone who is colorblind putting on glasses that helps them see color for the first time. That kind of joy in the world is what I wanted to see from Penny becoming a real girl. I wish we could have seen her playing with this, even just in the background. We didn't even need to focus on it while we did the rest of the scene with Ambrosius. But no. We just... Penny's a real girl, okay, let's keep going. Let's just rush past this because we want to get to another plot point rather than linger on a fun, really heartfelt character moment. We're just gonna cut all that shit out and go right back into fucking bullshit. So disappointing. That was the most disappointing part of this episode. Like an episode marred with terrible writing decisions, really awful choreography, the worst voice performances I've seen out of most of these characters.
We did it.
We're just gonna keep making it the worst fucking episode by fucking up Penny becoming a real girl. And now I just have to sit here and rely on, like, the good comic artists who come out with new comics every single week to bullshit the reasons that make this a heartfelt moment. We gotta pick up the pieces where the writers can't fucking handle it, because they don't know what they're doing.
A quick version. Can you make a bunch of doorways in Atlas that open at a single spot in Vacuo?
Why Vacuo?
What? You fuckers. You fuckers. You
Why is it Vacuo? When did we bullshit this excuse? Why is it Vacuo?
A single spot in Vacuo?
Hey, how you doing? Well, I'm doing just fine. I lied, I'm dying inside.
Here's the other thing. that pissed me off with this fucking episode. They were so close. They were so close to making this actually good, and unsurprisingly, they dropped everything at the fucking end. We could have established this. We could have set this up, because you know what happened a couple episodes ago?
So you're still going to Vacuo?
Yeah, these motherfuckers already went to Vacuo. We could have had this really interesting thing where the villains are seemingly a step ahead of our heroes again. They sit here and they do this bullshit with Atlas, and they're like, yeah, we did it, and then they get like some fucking CCT signal or a letter or who gives a fuck, where it's like, guys, it's me, Ilya, or Sun, or someone who's already in Vacuo. So shit's going really bad because there's these bad guys here, and they're trying to get something happening, and they realize, oh shit, that's Tyrion and Mercury. Fuck, they're already in Vacuo. Then they would have an excuse to want to go to Vacuo. Then they would have a valid reason, because last time it was like, we're going to Atlas. Well, why are we going to Atlas? Because we've already established Ironwood as a character and we have no other explanation beyond that. But now it's just, they just, out of their ass, Yang pulls the fucking Vacuo out of her entire fucking ass with no explanation, no setup, no reasoning. Why Vacuo? Why not Vale? You know, I know it's presumably still covered in Grim. We don't know. But why not, I don't know, Haven? Haven seemed pretty good. You already finished your fucking adventures in Haven. Go back to Haven. But no, it has to be Vacuo because that's the kingdom we haven't gone to yet. Because, like, okay, I know, as a viewer, I know we're gonna go to Vacuo eventually. We've been kingdom hopping this entire series. Vacuo is next. I know that. But I expect the writers to put any semblance of effort into actually getting us there. You know, like when I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, I know he's gonna go to the Fire Kingdom. He was kingdom hopping just like RWBY are. But there was a reason for it. He didn't just go, alright, well then let's just go to the Fire Kingdom. No, there was a reason that led him there. And they had to, like, talk to each other and figure something out and explain their other options. But no, let's just go to Vacuo. Fuck off. Fuck you. Let's just, even when you can set up something, even when you take the fucking time to actually set up a plot point more than 5 minutes before it happens, you can't even fucking execute it right. Why are you writers? Why the fuck are you the writers if you don't know how to fucking write? Because from what I've seen from this episode, you have no idea what you're fucking doing. My god. Once again, half-assing it. Rush past it. Who gives a fuck? Definitely not me. I shouldn't. As an avid viewer of the show, you know what I should do? Just accept it. Turn my brain off and like it no matter what. Why are you complaining all the time? Sorry I'm complaining when things are fucking terrible. Sorry I'm disappointed with something and I express myself. But yeah, let's just accept this. It could be better, but let's accept it for being bad. How about that?
Place like these vaults.
What makes you say that? You have no idea how this world works. You have no idea how this fucking realm inside of the vaults works. Maybe you die faster in here. Maybe it's like the bag of holding and there's like only limited oxygen. You don't know how this fucking works. Ugh. So I realized, after I watched this episode a second time, which was one of the most painful things I've ever had to do, that it's the SDC shipping thing. You know that super funny joke from the beginning of the volume, where Nora launched Weiss through the tubes? How fucking funny. That's what they're basing this off of. At least that's what I'm pretty sure they're basing this off of. I gotta figure that out. I thought they just whipped out some bullshit fucking excuse out of nowhere. Because we don't get a very good look at it, and it's hard to see with the glow effect on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is based off of, and that's dumb. That's really stupid. They could have set this up. They could have had a character sit there and go, how are we gonna do this? I don't understand. And then have Nora or Weiss or someone stand up and go, what if we base it off of your shoots from the fucking bullshit factory from before? But once again, asking the writers to use their already established plot points in a way that's executed good is too much to ask. We just gotta jump over it and have you fill in the gaps. You have to just watch the episode again and fill in the gaps yourself, because you need to tell the story. Not the writers, the audience. The audience needs to fill in the gaps to help tell the story. That's not what the writers are for.
Do not fall.
Don't fall, because that's the plot point now. What was the point of this? It's like I was saying earlier. What's the point? What's the plot? Who even fucking cares anymore? Is it Salem coming in to attack Atlas? No, we stopped that. Is it Ironwood with his bomb? No, we stopped that. Now let's get everyone inside of the magical door that popped up in front of them and make sure they don't fall, I guess. Why did we not set this up? Why did we not establish any of this before? Why are we just pulling this new conflict out of our ass 2 episodes before the fucking volume is over? Wait, why are you taking the staff? Why are you taking the staff? What the fuck are you doing? Why would you do this? The whole fucking point of you coming to Atlas was to put the lamp in a safe space. And the vault seems pretty good because Penny is the maiden, she's still alive, and you could just put the staff and the lamp into the vault here in Atlas. But, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna instead drag it around with us, which was the problem from before. Why are we bringing the fucking staff? Because Ambrosius is really fucking helpful for bullshitting answers. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the only fucking thing we need. Why are we bringing the fucking staff? This is actually stupid. They don't even bother trying to explain this. This has literally been their problem the entire time, is the fact that they took the relic, which attract the Grimm, which has been a problem for them for a while now, and they need to put it in a new safe space. And what they're going to do is they're going to get to Vacuo, and there's going to be the same rehashing of events we've seen these last couple of volumes. The Grimm are attacking because the relics attract the Grimm. Oh, now we need to put the thing in a safe spot, but we can't open the vault because we don't know where the Summer Maiden is. Oh, blah, blah, blah. We're going to open the vault, and we're just going to take the relic with us instead, because even though we don't want Salem to put all the relics together, we're going to do that for her. And that's gonna be how it fucking works. I can already tell that's how it's gonna fucking work. This is so stupid. This is just the stupid icing on top of the stupid cake. This is one of the worst thought out episodes I could have even imagined. There's no excuses. There's no reasoning. There's no explanation. They just do shit and expect you to accept it without any setup or execution or any fucking forethought or any reasoning or any character. This is awful. This is why I hate this episode. Tee-hee-hee, there's Cinder at the end, remember? She's still doing shit. Fuck off. Why am I supposed to give a shit about Cinder if no one else does? Definitely not the heroes or Emerald. Fuck you. This episode is terrible. This could have easily been the last 3 episodes of this volume. Just spread it out, actually give some time and effort into any of these plot points, and spread it out over 3 episodes. But instead, now we have to bullshit some new excuse, and I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I was being hopeful. I was downright fucking hopeful. I wanted this volume to be really good. A couple hiccups here and there. I don't like what happened with Emerald's character, but you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But guess what? You fucking fucked it up. Once again, you shit the bed, and this has given me one of the worst episodes I've ever fucking seen. From a writing standpoint, from a character standpoint, animation, everything. Nothing in this episode was good. 1 or 2 moments that I'm like, okay, that was alright, does not fix the fact that this episode is embarrassing. You should be fucking embarrassed that this is how you're deciding to wrap up the 3rd to last episode of the volume. Really? This? Bullshitting excuses out of nowhere? Pulling new plot points out of nowhere? Let's establish the genie and his rules during the conversation where we introduce to him. It's so awful. It's awful. What's the point of having 4 writers if you're not going to double check for this shit? Why have 14 episodes in a volume if you're going to just come up with excuses and explanations 5 minutes before they happen? What was the point of anything happening in this volume? Any of it? Because it feels like there wasn't one. It feels like we just reset back to where we left off last time, and the only reason we stuck around in Atlas was because, oh, well, we need to have them be at least 2 volumes in one kingdom, because that's how it worked before. Fuck off. Fuck you. I am so disappointed. I'm just so disappointed. I'm like exhausted now. I was kept up awake at night hating this episode. Everything about this episode is trash. This is irredeemable. This is embarrassing. This is bad. Just when I thought the show was actually going to become really, really good, nope, you shit the fucking bed. Fuck you.
I guess you just have to get creative.
What's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative.
I'm gonna use the audio for my patrons from a different review because I'm too angry and I don't want to sound angry when I say their names because they deserve better. Hey there, it's me 2 days after recording my audio from before. I had no saved audio files with me saying my patrons, so I'm doing it now. Nako, Michael, James Dodds, Cool Duck, Andrew, Ramiel, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, G Extreme, Classy Critic, Surge, Dakota D, Taj, Boulder Off Bros, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, and Mookie. Ah, Critter, why are you complaining so much? Did you like this episode? Did you even fucking like anything? How? How could you accept this? How could you like anything in this episode? If you turn your brain off, well, I don't want to turn my brain off. Sorry, I have a fucking brain. Sorry, I have more than 7 brain cells and I can comprehend a show that I like and comprehend when it does something really fucking terrible, like this episode. Fuck off. Fuck this episode. Stupid. Ambrosius, he's here now. Oh, let's not set that up. Oh, Emerald's a good guy. Let's just add jokes in our finale. Fuck you. Wait, is this even a finale? Who cares? Who fucking gives a shit?